प्रणाम। मैं सेवक हूँ, just a servant of the Lord. The knowledge and the wisdom that I am passing along here is not mine. It was given to me by my gurus. Okay, this time we will talk of a very important part of spirituality and reality. We don't realize how much of a part of reality this law is, and this is the law of karma. What is karma? We often get confused because we've just heard about it and it hasn't been really explained properly. So what is karma? Karma is a divine law of absolute justice that rules the world. Absolute justice. It says that every thought, every word, every action produces its definite result. All three, not just action. Thought, words, and action is karma, and each produces its definite result. This is not a reward or punishment imposed from outside. It is a simple cause and effect. So, good gives good, bad gives bad. As you shall give, so shall you receive. It is based on pure, automatic justice. It's a law. And laws work automatically. This law has existed since the beginning of the universe. It's been here forever. Not only does it apply to us, humans or souls, it applies to even the gods. Anyway, we the souls have already had thousands of physical lives so far. ये हमने discuss किया था in the past few audios. We the souls have already lived thousands of physical lives. In each of these thousands of lives, we have earned bad karma and good karma. So each one of us has bad karmas to suffer and good karmas to enjoy. So each one of us will suffer in this life and also experience joy. We often question, why is this bad thing happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? What have I done? I did not do anything. What we forget is that I that we refer to is not this I in this body. This karma, bad karma, could have been earned in a previous life. In fact, previous lives. It is not always that the exact bad karmas that we went through or we caused in our last lives are exactly the bad karmas that are applying to us here in this life. It could be bad karmas that we earned in some previous life. But the balance will always be maintained. This is the law. So, what was this law of karma created for? Why? Why was it created? A simple reason. To make us learn. Through suffering, if you wish. Through non-suffering, if you wish. You see, the soul, we learn nothing from happiness. Somehow we learn nothing. Happiness teaches us nothing. The fact is, we, the souls, learn only through pain. It's very unfortunate, but think about it. When did you actually learn something? It probably came through pain, or it came through pressure, or it came through something that was not happiness. Because whenever happiness happens, we are not learning. Look at it this way. If we, the souls, cause someone else pain through some thought, emotion, or action, the same pain will come back to us someday in some life. And between the incarnations that we have as souls, We get plenty of time to think about our lives so far. This is a fact. I will be going into this in the other audios as to when we get this time. But between the incarnations, we get plenty of time to consider and think what our past life has been. And if the soul does not learn from the pain, that pain will happen again and again and again in that life, and the next, and the next. You remember we spoke of, nails, of knowing where the nails are so that we would not step on them. If we only knew where the nails were and we could see them through knowledge, it would help us. So knowing where the nails and pain are helps us avoid them. Not to step on those nails and hurt your foot or make it bleed. And knowing how happiness can be earned will make our hearts sing. It will make us happy. It is just cause and effect. As simple as that. Again, I will repeat. Karma is a law that acts automatically and without exception. There are no exceptions. And there is no intelligence or divine power deciding upon our punishment or benefit. There is no such thing. It's just a law that has been put into place. And it works automatically. You remember all those courtroom scenes in our Hindi movies where, you have, the blindfolded lady with the tarazu in a courtroom? Well, karma is like that. You give joy, you get joy. You give hurt, you will get hurt. As you sow, so shall you reap. Jaisa boenge, वैसा ही मिलेगा. Sorry, this is God's law. And the sooner we get used to it, the sooner we can prevent pain to ourselves. The sooner we can prevent ourselves from stepping on that pile of nails that will hurt us. This is, karma is just a spiritual law that applies blindly. It just exists and works without fail. God created it in this way. So, only we can decide and choose how it will affect us. This freedom is granted to us. It is our choice. This is freedom that has been granted to us by the Lord. As we spoke of earlier, we have this physical law, called gravity. Now, gravity does not take sides. It does not have to do with any intelligence controlling it. It just exists and it works without fail. If we are silly and jump off a 3-story building, we will smash into earth and we will get hurt. But if we pay respect to gravity, which is a physical law, and jump off the building wearing a parachute, we will land safely. The same principle applies to karma. So, how much happiness do you want while you learn? How much pain do you want while learning? It's your choice. You choose. It is a freedom that is given to you by the Lord. How much pain do you want? How much pain before you will learn? Okay. While you listen, please remember that every being, human or otherwise, is a part of God. I will repeat something that I said earlier. God is not in us. We are in God. All His laws apply to us. Everything and everyone is in God. This is a universal truth, not a relative truth. This is the truth. Okay? Think of this. If God were to appear in front of you personally how would you treat him? Okay, imagine this. It is a terrible winter. It's very, very, very cold. And there's a poor old man on the road outside the temple. He's wearing a thin kurta and he's just kind of wrapped himself in a thin cotton sheet. He is inside God also. He is a part of God himself. You know, when I speak to people about this, a lot of them say that this is his bad karma. He earned it himself. He deserves it. Hey, who are we to interfere with God's work and God's justice? Really? The truth is, mercy and kindness are the greatest of good karmas available to us. Mercy and kindness. Helping that old man on the road is not interfering with God's business. It is doing good karma. It earns us God's blessings. It earns us enormous blessings. And it is just an opportunity that we should not give up, because it is a test of our character, and God tests us every day. Think about this, please. This is not the old man and his bad karma and you should not interfere with God's justice. This is God's opportunity for us to earn good karma. It is an opportunity for us to earn God's blessings. He's testing us and He is rewarding us. Okay. Now, as you heard earlier, karma operates on the levels of thought or intent, same, emotion and action. So there are 3 subdivisions, but actually there are only 2 subdivisions. Intent and emotion, our rishis called bhav. This is one karma actually. So the first is bhav, which is a mixture of intent and emotion. I think this is the most important thing to remember. This is what my Gurudev stressed on so much. Bhav yaad rakhna. Sab kuch bhav re. Bhav, intent and emotion is the best good karma that you can earn. And it overshadows all other karmas. Okay. The good karma of bhav, and please remember this, lasts us for many lifetimes. Not just one, not just this one or the next. Good bhav karma lasts us for many lifetimes, many incarnations. The other part of karma is physical karma. Now this deals with the good or bad actions that you perform. This good karma finishes either in this lifetime or the next. So bhav is where it's at. Okay, now all this is our concepts. Let's just explore an example that demonstrates physical karma and bhav karma. Okay, imagine there is a big park in your colony where people come for a morning walk every day. Usually, a lot of these people are beyond 60 or 65 years of age. Yeah? And they get tired after 2 or 3 rounds of the park. And, every time they want to sit, they have arthritis usually, they just got to bend very painfully and get up even more painfully. Okay, now there is a 30-year-old man who starts coming there for a jog every morning. He owns an electronics shop in the colony. Alright. He sees these tired old people sitting down on the ground painfully and getting up with even greater difficulty, because they usually have arthritis, usually the kneecaps have been replaced, something like that. He's very moved by their pain. Okay, so he approaches the local MCD official and gets permission to build 10 benches in the park. And he tells him that, listen, I will have the the benches made by my own carpenters and pay for them myself. I am not requesting you to have them made. I will have them made myself. Along with this, he requests the MCD guy, not to tell anyone that he has had the benches made. He says, please don't tell anyone that I have had the benches made. So the MCD guy says, all right, if you want to, if you wish. Then the job is done in 2 nights flat. I mean, there are 10 benches built in the park, finally. Now imagine, the relief and gratitude of the elderly people is magical. Suddenly, their morning walk becomes a pleasure. Whenever they get tired, they could sit comfortably. No bending their knees, no arthritis pain, no nothing. They could also sit on the benches and read the newspaper, or exchange jokes, or mantras, etc., or news of the last day. Now, one of the morning walkers is also a member of the local legislative assembly. And he heard the people talking, and he saw an opportunity. Elections were just round the corner, and this could be a wonderful chance for him to establish goodwill. Fine. He promptly had 10 more benches installed in the park from his own money. Each bench had his name and designation engraved on the bench. Naturally, these benches also proved to be a blessing for the old people in the park. Yeah, they are benches, and now more people in the park can find place to sit. But now, let us examine and compare the karmas of these two people. Both incurred expenses in installing the benches, and they both used their own money. Under the laws of karma, both of them would get this money back many times over. This would account for their physical karma. Now, under the bhav karma, intent and emotion, the young 30-year-old man would get full marks. Full marks, automatically. There's no one judging him. There is no one taking a decision on this. This is automatic. Under the bhav karma, this young chap of ours who used to come for a jog would get full marks. And he told the MCD official, I do not want anyone to know that I constructed these. Please, ye sab mujhe nahi chahiye. His intent and emotion were unselfish, kind, and compassionate. All he wanted was to remove pain and discomfort from all these people's lives. Alright? He would get his money back. His physical karma would come back in terms of money, multiplied many times over. And that is karma. Under the bhav karma, it would bring him emotional joy as well as enormous peace of mind as he spent and enjoyed this money. True joy, true peace of mind as he enjoyed this physical karma that came back to him. Now, let us analyze the politician who also got the benches made. He would also get back his money, his physical karma gave him, multiplied many times over. Cool, absolutely. Under the bhav karma, the intent and emotion, he would get 0 marks. 0. Sorry. Because all he wanted to do was advertise his name on the benches and make people remember him, and remember him when they came to vote in the elections. His intent and emotion were selfish, completely self-centered, and had nothing to do with the comfort of the other people. As a result, he would never be able to enjoy the money that he got from this act. That is the physical karma. It would never give him the same peace of mind or any mental pleasure. This is the working of karma. She is blind, but she is justice. She is fair. There is no one controlling her. She herself, karma, is a law. Like gravity, it is a law. It acts automatically, without any intervention from even God. Okay, let's take another example of karma and see what happens and how karma is given here. Okay, a young man was standing outside a grocery shop on a small street. Suddenly there's a huge screech and a brum brum, a bang nearby. And a crowd starts to gather. The young man pays for his grocery and walks over to see, what is this crowd gathering there for? Okay, he pushes through and he sees a scooter overturned and the man riding it crumpled on the ground. Accident ho gaya. Blood was pouring from the victim's head and bubbles of blood. I'm sorry, I'm being gory, but it's a fact. Bubbles of blood were rising from his nose. Now, the young man waits for a few seconds, expecting that someone from the crowd would help the unconscious man. But no one came forward. The crowd was just standing there, doing nothing. Maybe you've seen something like this in your life. Now the young man rushes to the unconscious man. Remembering his NCC training, he realizes that the man was choking on his own blood, which had flooded his lungs, and therefore the bubbles were rising from his nose. Acting fast, he turned the man upside down, and as he does this, the trapped blood in his lungs is released and flows out. And the unconscious man starts to breathe properly again. Acha, ye ho gaya. Phir kya hua? No one from the crowd moved to help him. Still, holding the unconscious accident guy, the youngster, desperately tries to stop a three-wheeler, and to take him to a hospital. No one stops. And he keeps yelling at passing scooter walas. Finally, a scooter wala stops. He helps him lift the victim into the back, and the youngster holds him, and he holds him all the way to the hospital while the scooter wala drives, and the youngster is getting drenched with the blood all over him, and he's not caring. He doesn't give a damn. All right. So they reach the hospital, and the scooter driver rushes off, to call the emergency staff, and they come with the stretcher and everything, and the conscious man, is taken away to the emergency section, and the doctors tell both these, the youngster and the scooter wala, that look, you guys go, now he is in our hands, there is nothing more you can do, thank you for getting him, we will take care of him now. And they went back a week later, and that accident scooter wala, he was saved. He's alive, he was saved. They got him to hospital just in time. Now, let us analyze all the karmas that were playing out during this incident. The accident victim was paying off a bad karma, a debt probably earned in a previous life. There was something good that he had done previously, and it balanced it a little bit. He was saved. He was not killed. He was saved. Fate. Now the young man who came to his rescue out of sheer concern and no other motive earned very good karma. His bhav karma, the intent and emotion, were pure, and his actions were unselfish. He saved the man's life. This good karma will return to him through many lifetimes. He will have peace of mind and joy automatically, because he had earned it. Free mein nahi diya ja raha. He earned it. Now his ruined clothes would have the cost returned to him many thousands of times. It was like money put in the bank. It was ruined clothes, and multiplied by their cost 1,000 times, it would come back to him, because it is like money in the bank. And nothing on this universe can shake that. Okay, now let's talk of the scooter driver soul. They are souls. The scooter driver soul who came to the rescue earned very good karma. His bhav, when he stopped, was only concern and care. It's because he cared. That's why he put this guy, both these guys, the young chap and the accident guy, on his back seat, and he had, that wool sort of a material on the seats. It all got drenched with blood and so on and so forth. And he never even thought about it. He just came to their rescue and he took them to the hospital. This good karma will return to him through many lifetimes. He will have peace of mind and joy automatically because he earned it. His physical actions, look at them now. His physical actions were also unselfish because he charges the young man no scooter charge or demands any money, for his cloth seat at the back getting spoiled or anything. Nothing. He does not ask for anything. This scooter charge and the ruining of his seat is physical, and the cost will be returned to him many thousands of times, and he will be able to enjoy this money. Now, let's talk of the crowd. Oops. Every soul in the watching crowd earned extremely bad karma. They failed completely this test from God, and they failed on all counts of karma. They failed. They're just standing there doing nothing. As a result, I guess all of them in that lifetime or another would go through something similar or some other life-threatening situation, and they would get no help. Just think about this. So, when you look at it, each soul is his own creator of happiness or pain for himself. There is no outside force that is smashing him up or beating him up or causing him pain or whatever. He himself created his happiness or pain. No other agency is interfering with this. None. It is his own karma. He himself creates the quality of his earth life, or his reward, or his punishment. You can't get away from this. It is a law, and it applies even to the Devon community. We have Devas. It applies even to them. So, the truth is, absolute justice is given to every soul. Nothing is unfair. Nothing is, oh God, why me, why me? Sorry. Absolute justice is being given to every soul. In whatever circumstances we find ourselves, they are exactly what we have created for ourselves. Okay. This seems like a scary and final judgment, but God has appointed the karma lords, the lipika lords, as I told you earlier, to help us. Now, the karma lords arrange everything around us to give us the best possible opportunity for developing those qualities which we most need. They give us the best possible opportunities that we need to develop qualities that we lack. Now, our lives are not what we would have chosen for ourselves. We often find ourselves crying, my God, why has this happened to me? Some very, very serious things happen too, like I explained in the second video. And always the question is, why me? Why? भगवान, आपने ये क्या किया भगवान? Why me? मैंने क्या किया? हाँ, उस जिंदगी में जब से आप बच्चे हैं वैसा आपने कुछ नहीं किया, पर आप भूल जाते हैं कि आप सोल हैं. You are born again and again, and your accounts of karma are kept very, very carefully. They are recorded. So, you cannot get away from bad karma, and good karma that you have earned will happen to you. So, our lives are not what we would have chosen, but they are lives which are best adapted for our progress. They are meant to help us progress. They may provide us with all sorts of difficulties, but these difficulties are given only because we have to learn to defeat them. We have to learn to defeat the bad karmas that led to these difficulties, because that is always a fact. And when we do, we develop love, dharma, goodness, kindness, courage, determination, patience, and all the other good qualities that are needed to develop our God nature. Because we have to return to Him. We have to earn the right to return to His consciousness. We will have to learn this. There is no other way. So, how many lives will it take for us to learn? That depends entirely on us. That depends entirely on you, on me. How much more pain do we want? How much more proof that we want? How much? Actually, there are some very, very important advantages of this karma knowledge. Just think about it. We gain a rational comprehension of life without confusion. We get to know how we should live and why we should live that way. Next, we stop being scared of troubles in life because we know why it happened. We know it will go away. We know the good that we can do. We have no sense of, it's not fair. Ye mujhe kyun hua? Why did it happen to me? And what have I done in this life? You've done nothing in this life, but you've done a lot in your previous lives, and you will pay the price. Sorry, it's the law of karma. It cannot be got away from. We learn how to best help those whom we love, because the people whom we love also go through a lot in life. And again the thought is, why is it happening to me? What shall I do? Well, our knowledge of karma will help them also. So we are no longer scared of our future kismat. कि हमारे फ्यूचर में हमारे साथ क्या होगा, वो गॉड कैसे होगा. And we don't panic, because we know it's like how I take it. The other day I had an accident and I was driving the car, and this car in front of me stopped very, very suddenly, and there were hardly 7 or 8 meters between the two cars, and we were doing about 20 kilometers per hour, and my dad was sitting right next to me. I had to, and we were both wearing the seat belt, and I had to brake like a madman, and I just stood on the brakes. Well, it didn't help, because my car smashed into the back of that car. And piche se, there was another car coming. He had the same problem. So he smashed into the back of my car. So my car really became a sandwich right in the middle. And the first thing that I did was I looked towards my father. He was okay. He looked scared. He looked hassled, but he looked okay. We were both wearing a seatbelt. I felt myself. I said, Arey, nothing happened. the first thing I did, I just folded my hands and I thanked my Lord. I said, "Thank you, sir. Thank you for keeping us okay. Money will pay for repairing the car. The insurance will pay. I do not care. Thank you, sir, because this is the resolution of some bad karma that I had. But you have minimized my pain by only giving me physical bad karma. I am okay. My father's okay. Not even a crick in my neck." And I just got outside and I said, "Hey, welcome to life, my friend." So, I must confess, I became perfectly fearless. I just thanked God and I said, "Sir, you can take as many cars from me as you like, as many accidents, whatever that karma holds for me. But I thank karma and I thank you that you let me off. I could have died." Then, death doesn't scare us anymore. We are souls. We don't die. It's only this body that dies. We are born again. So I don't have to be petrified of death. मैं मर जाऊंगा तो, oh my God, that is the end of me. Somebody that I love has died, that is the end of them. No, it is not. This does not exist. You are the soul. It doesn't apply to you. Death is only passing from one body to another. So we should understand its usefulness in our evolution. Each life we learn new things. That is why we have come down. Okay, so there is less grief in connection with the death of people we love, because it is not their death. It is only the death of that body, which is only the car that we are driving. We, the driver, we just walk out of that car and we get a new car. It is only the car that goes into the crusher and, to the scrapyard, not us. Because that car is not us. That is only the body. Okay. Then, from karma, we learn that we have to control our negative habits. Yeah. And when we know the negatives, we automatically come to know the positives. And therefore, how to develop ourselves. I'm sorry, this has been a very long audio, but I wanted to cover this because breaking this into two, would not have helped. So I wanted to go through this in one go itself. Anyway, we will explore the workings of karma and the planes of nature next time. I will now take my leave of you. I wish you peace and I wish you joy. Pranam.